Yeah, I lost me for a minute too. And Coffee Quill, yes, I did. I finished the last 2 scenes tonight. Everyone take a drink. I'm gonna reset the timer. What did I end up? Over 43,000, and when it comes to revision, I'm a putter inner, not a taker outer. I figured that the word count on that will increase between 8 and 10,000 words, so that'll put me over 50,000, and for a romance, that's perfect. So I'm very happy. So another bag. Oh, you still have 3 or 4 chapters left to write. Are you able to write about... Are you writing or revising? And then I was going to ask, do you do about a chapter a night or a partial chapter a night? When was this? 2007. Oh, both. You're like me, you have several projects going at the same time. Oh, a costume one. Now, it's been a while since I've sold one, but when I very first started selling patterns, I sold a lot of costume patterns. So anytime I see them, which is not that often, I grab them. I'm starting at chapter 1 to revise, but I'm still writing up the final chapter. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. I understand now. There we go, that's a little clearer view. So yeah, this is a costume, it's a kimono. Let's see, what year is this? I can find it. Where are you? Yeah, tomorrow night on my stream, I'm going to start on my camp projects. I actually have a whole bunch of outlining and such I'm going to do, and I'm actually going to be counting those words, because there's going to be a huge amount of thinking going into it. Alright, Ash is guessing the 1990s. Oh man, this type is really, really small. Oh! Because I was guessing the 90s too, but we're both wrong. 2006. But that's actually a costume that I haven't seen anywhere, and it looks like it's pretty nice. You find some good fabric for that, and that'd be gorgeous. Yeah, you never tell. Anyone up for a wedding? Nope, that's not it. Ugh, bad pictures on this one. See if this one's good. That's a little clearer. So... Oh, you're up for a wedding? Okay. So this is for veils. All types of veils. It's not the wedding dresses. But usually when I see wedding things, even if they're a little newer, if they have a good style to them, I'll go ahead and grab them to put them up because I have sold quite a few of those. So this isn't... well, actually... let me look. This is about to go vintage, but not quite. This is 2005. It's messing with me. No, 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 no. Oh, I see why. Okay. Go down here. There we go. So just another simple jacket, skirt, and then a top to go under it. Nope, this is 1987, so it's 80s vintage, and that's why I got it. Yeah, I've heard of people who do vintage patterns. They're going, we don't get anything that's not the 70s or before. But actually, a lot of people do like certain 80s styles. So I see a nice 80s, I grab it. Oh, you're actually planning yours. Are you going to sew your own dress or are you going to buy it? Oh, another costume. Oh, I would love to sew it, but it depends on where I'm living at the time. Yeah, that'll make a big difference. Here we go. See if this other one brings a close-up. That's a little bigger. I'm guessing 80s or 90s. See if I can find the date somewhere. I was wrong. 2007. Well, that is the end of that bag. I do have one more bag where I'd have to open some more goodie bags. I think I'm going to keep that for a different night. Just because this has been fun, just as, you know, a calmer downer after getting so excited about something. Something to relax a little bit on. Oh, one of the other things, and I've already taken it to my room, I can tell that somebody had brought in the contents of a sewing room, because there were, I'm going to start up the electrodes again. Oh, everyone take a drink of the hydrating fluid of their choice. Ding, 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 ding. There we go. It's completely distracted me from the spreadsheets, yeah. Yeah, so it would be fun to do this another night with the others. So I can tell that somebody had unpacked or brought in the contents of an entire sewing room, because I found several packs that just had a whole bunch of the sewing supplies. And one goodie bag was just filled with sewing machine needles. And let me tell you, you start getting a few packs of those and that's expensive. And it looks like some of them were vintage, like vintage old Singer. And I just grabbed it. I think it was like $4.50 for this entire goodie bag full of, there must have been over 10 packs of sewing needles in there. And these are the sewing needles that are for the sewing machines, not the hand needles. And I bought that for my supplies. Now, when I completely unpack it, because, you know, these goodie bags can be so crowded, it can be hard to see what's in the middle of them. So I don't know what's in the middle of it. Yeah, the sewing machine needles are expensive, and it had all kinds. It had the ballpoint, it had the heavy duty denim ones, it had the pointed, at least that I saw. So anyway, I will eventually get it open. I'll probably do it one of the nights when I'm in the sewing room, so you guys can see me ooh and ahhing as I open it when I have my computer in the sewing room. Right now, I think I'm keeping that entire goodie bag, but I won't know for sure until I open it and see what's in the middle. We'll see if there's anything in there to sell to kind of offset me buying it. But I view that as a very, very good find. So one of these nights in the chat, you guys will see me going through that. Yeah, it was worth it for $4.50. Because when I was setting up my corner of the sewing room, I have not been able to unpack my Sewing Notion box. And I only had the needle that was in the sewing room, and I knew my luck. So I ordered 2 packs of sewing needles. It was over 20 bucks. Yeah, on the machine needles alone, yes. So for 20 bucks, I got 2 packs. That each of those packs had a variety. So from the thin silk ones all the way to the ballpoint, to the denim, to the universal. Yeah, I wish I had found that goodie bag before I did that, because I would have had everything I needed for $4.50 instead of over 20 for only, I think, 12 needles. So now I have enough sewing machine needles to last me a while. And that's actually quite fun. That was a real good find. So I'm very, very happy with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that. And I know that in this one, so I have an entire other bag. I can see on the top of it is a goodie bag. I'm pretty sure there's other goodie bags under it. So one of these other nights when my head has got serious bouncy brain, or I need to calm down from an adrenaline high, I'll get that out and we can do this again. So I'm going to keep that in reserve just for fun. So in the meantime, I actually want to bring up. I'm gonna switch overlays here. Oops. Weird mutant crossover thingy. Here we go. Weird mutant crossover thingy. And I actually switched the panes. And I just wanted to take a look at this tonight. Just because I wanted to slowly start getting it back in my head. Because this is what I'm going to launch myself into starting tomorrow night. So I actually have the panes split up differently than I did in the last project. And I think it just because the different format was helping my brain. So, SM, if you're still on here, so I have this project called the Weird Mutant Crossover Thingy. I do not have a series name for it yet. So that's what it's called because that's pretty much what it is. It's about from like 2.5, possibly 3 full partial projects that I'm smushing together. And it's a takeoff of one of my published series, The String Weavers. But it also brings together one of my hooks into one of my other series, The Enigma Watchers. So this thing has aspects from all across things. It's created its own multiverse. So I'm trying to get a handle on it because what has happened, I had to make a master timeline because I have so many series that come into this because each series kind of takes a different part of the plot and pushes it forward. So the Atlantis Shifters, which is what I was working on tonight, is the start of this huge event, and this huge event will start building up and happen in books that are coming up that I need to plot. That also go into another series called The Enigma Watchers, which is not romance, it's action, adventure, science fiction. It's also alternate history, where the ramifications of this huge problem is dealt with. Going into the Weird Mutant Crossover thingy, where a new string weaver that I'm introducing is going to be trying to save entire universes, and she hops on with her little team all over the place. So I have this is so complicated. I have this huge master timeline that I have to bring together all of these series. And then the Weird Mutant Crossover thingy is all related to them, but is a series in and of itself that is bringing together other partial ideas and partial series planning that I had done that I realized they weren't separate, they all belong together. Yeah, and so what has been interesting is that bringing all these what I thought were independent ideas together and bringing them together and smushing them together is making this story so rich and interesting. But it also makes it complicated to make sense of it. So what I've done is this is the merged file, and I have like 4 other files that I'm bringing information in. But the top one, I have reference information from old notes and ideas and timelines and partial book outlines. And I'm consolidating it down at this point to its simplest form. So, and I'm calling them touch points. They could also be called core concepts. So it's the basics of what this series needs to be, and then anything that's plotted on this series has to be around those core ideas. So I started this bottom pane is where I have that, where I've started bringing that together, where I'm just trying to distill it down to those main touch points, and from there I can expand into the formal outline story idea for the individual books. There goes the timer. Everyone take a drink. I'm gonna go ahead and restart it. So there's going to be a lot of thinking going on. I know that this series is probably going to be 7-8 books. I'm hoping it won't be more than that, but who knows, because I get nibbled on by the series bunny all the time. But I'm looking forward to putting this together. So while I've been writing the Atlantis Shifters, the book 2, which is what I just finished, before I can do the final outline for book 3, I have to figure out this series. Because this series goes into some of the hidden things that are happening in the background. And why those things are happening. And as the writer, even though those things won't come up specifically in the Atlantis Shifters, I need to know it to know how that plot across that entire Atlantis Shifter series goes. So it's a case where I have to plan out this other series at least to a minimum degree before I can continue writing on a series that I'm already writing on. And that's without even bringing up the Enigma Watchers, of which I've written the first 4 first drafts. Which I have to keep in mind too. It's a lot to keep in mind. But I wanted to take a look here at the touchstones that I already have. Yeah, wow. Probably made your eyes cross. And Ash probably ran for the hills, and that's why we haven't been hearing from him. Okay, I just thought of something. Uh-oh. Ash, you heard the part about running for the hills, didn't you? So here, the next few nights of my stream, I might be working on some short stories because I do need to write some short stories. But some nights might be totally dedicated to figuring out this plot and the master timeline. Other nights might be like the first part writing 250, 500 words on a short story, and then the second half of the stream is back to this plotting. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be getting out, because this series has turned out to be so complicated, I'm going to be bringing out some of my color-coded special brainstorming spreadsheets, which I have not done in the stream before. I haven't had a need to bring those out in a while. And I've had no need to bring them out since I started streaming. The only time I've used them is from before then. So that'll be something a little different on the streaming, that, you know, something that's a little more complicated. People will get to see the various methods I use to, you know, get the ideas out. And a whole bunch of eureka moments. For me, because of the way I do my outlining and my planning, it's an incredibly creative process. It's my analytical part of my brain is not allowed to come into the fun. at all. By the way, a short time ago when Twitch glitched, it was not me, it was not my connection, it was Twitch itself. To the point that Twitch actually registered a new stream, and as far as I can tell, YouTube did not do that. So it was a Twitch problem. Twitch glitched again. Try and say that fast 10 times. One thing I'm finding very interesting is that the Atlantis shifters basically take place, I think so far it's only on Earth and Atlantis Merga, which is where Atlantis is now. But it's all human, or human variations. Now the Enigma Watchers is mostly human, so far as all taking place on alternate history Earth. But the weird mutant crossover thingy, so far, one of the touch tones that I'm seeing, and actually I'm going to write this, actually I did write it down, I'm going to bold it. So anyone who knows me knows that I just absolutely adore science fiction, and, you know, aliens are everywhere. So the first two series, aliens don't really take a front and center, or if they're mentioned, they might be mentioned so far. So far. That's about as far as it goes, as they're mentioned. The weird mutant crossover thingy, though, there are aliens everywhere, and one of the touchstones is cooperation between species. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be something a little different than the current series that I'm working on. It'd be nice to get back to alien species. Yeah. So that's going to be a very important touchstone in this. And of course there's going to be enemy aliens. But for me, I take a more optimistic out view. In fact, one of my taglines is about happy endings. I don't write sad endings. Someone who picks up one of my books, they know it's going to have a happy ending in some way or the other. So in this, even though there are alien enemies, there's going to be more good aliens than bad aliens. That's just my way. It might be overly optimistic, but I'd like to think, you know, if there's intelligent life out there, more often than not, you're going to get along with them, and rather than, you know, go to war with them. SM, are you still writing? Or are you taking a break now? And I'm still amazed that Ash has not crashed and burned. Oh, planning out my first YouTube video. What are you thinking of doing for a subject? Curious minds want to know. Oh, there goes the timer. Everyone take a drink. Oh, okay, so about Camp Nano and the project I'm doing this month. Okay. I wish you well on that. Well, I thought my brain had totally turned to mush, but I actually have made a few notes on this. I made a note on one of these ideas that I'm bringing into the Weird Mutant crossover thingy that I'm going to have to rethink. I mean, it's an interesting concept. And within the planning of that idea, when it was separate, made sense. And even though it is interesting, I'm not sure it works with how I'm merging things together. But I'm wondering if small aspects of it might. But I'm glad I read it tonight because I can mull it over. Once again, I ask myself, why can't you just do simple stuff? The answer of which is because I'm me. Yeah, I think I might be able to use at least one small aspect of this. I'm gonna put a note on here. Note for merge. Okay, so I wrote a few notes. Might have something here. So when I have a little clearer brain, I'm going to come back and read this again. See if it fits, or if part of what I just wrote notes on will fit. But I like the conflict it would create for the main character at one point in one of the later books. Probably in book 2 or 3. Yeah, this has possibilities. There we go. Oh, another note. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm slowly getting some ideas. Okay. I'm actually getting tired. I also need a little snack before I wind down for bed. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cycle down the stream, but I will be back tomorrow night, which is one of my regular nights. The stream will be starting at 11 p.m. Arizona time, just like it did tonight. SM, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you can join us again. Maybe even tomorrow night. Yes, coffee, thank you. And like I said, I'm going to be doing some more brainstorming, probably getting out one of my colorful brainstorming spreadsheets. So you guys get to see that too. And I'll be rawing everyone on new words for Nano, of course. Yeah, tonight was fun. I got to finish a book, and then I got to go through treasures from thrift stores, so yay! And I got some brainstorming done. I actually made a few more notes tonight on the weird mutant crossover thingy than I thought I would. So all in all, this has been a really great night. Great for creativity, great for forward progress. And just lots of fun. So, again, I am J.A. Marlow, also known as Jam. My books can be found at all major online book retailers all across the world and are available either on the shelf or by order at your local bookstore. My popular series include The Stringweavers, Salmon Run, and Redpoint One. Yes, I do need someone to raid. You want to take a look for me? So after this, I'm going to drop down to... Oh, there goes the timer. To the Forward Motion Discord chat. I'm going to put a link to that in the stream chat. There we go. I'm also often on the Forward Motion for Writers free online writing community at fmwriters.com. I think I told you my homepage at jamarlows.com. I'm on Twitter at jamarlow_sf. Twitch channel jamarlow, YouTube channel jamarlow. You can also support me at patreon.com/jamarlow. Thank you everyone for... Oh, a word counting community game. Okay. So I'll go ahead and set it up to raid that channel. Thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you can come back tomorrow night. Goddess. Okay. Great. Alright, I'll set it up for a raid and hope to see you tomorrow night. Everyone be safe, be happy, be healthy, and be creative.